told myself I didn't have to wear ice spikes today. I'm kind of regretting my decision. Look at this. It's all ice. This is bad. Hopefully I don't have to go back up a hill like this on the other side. Because oh. Morning. Got my Tims. Got some lovely fresh powdered snow in the woods. Let's go see what kind of images we can take. All right. This is gonna be a great morning. There's a nice fresh coat of snow on everything. All the pine trees look awesome. That looks pretty cool. I'm just gonna have a little walkabout. There's no one else here right now. It's nice to kind of be on my own, stomp around, and see what's out here to take images of. We've got some snowshoe hare tracks. That's cool. Maybe we'll run into one of them. They always make for nice pictures. There could be an image here. Let's have a look. One thing I've started doing recently, when I come up on an area I think there might be some kind of composition or the opportunity for a nice image, I just take a quick picture with my phone, which is how I got this. Oop, there's a lot of glare. And you know, I think there might be something here. So I'll take the bag off, rip out the camera, and we'll see what kind of image we can make. One thing I need to get better at for sure is setting up my tripod and balancing it. I am not very good. It takes me way too long. I don't know if it's a user error. Oh, beautiful little chickadee right above me. Where'd you go, buddy? Well, this changed. Oh my goodness, they're everywhere. I wonder if they're hungry. Okay, well, I'll come back to this composition in a minute. I'm just gonna change my lens real quick and see if these birds stay around. This could be kind of fun. Might get a little bit of nature or of wildlife photography in. Oh, these guys are not scared of me at all. They're coming right up to me. This is cool. Okay, well, let's try. I'm gonna stay here, try and get some pictures of birds, and I'll go back to that composition in a second. Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, that was a rush. I was not prepared for that. I think I got one or two interesting images. Definitely a surprise, and I was not prepared. Camera was not set up at all, but made the most of it. I'll get back to this composition now, and we'll walk you through what I like. All right, back to this composition. These chickadees won't leave me alone, though. Man, they're everywhere. I might end up just staying right here all afternoon. I don't really need to leave. All right. So, my God, like they're right there. Anyway, sorry, I need to ignore the birds for a minute or two. All right. So what I like about this scene is there's, I apologize, I have no idea what kind of trees they are, but one's vertical, one's sort of leaning into it, and there's a nice, somewhat subtle background, nice and contrasty with some fresh snow and some kind of clearings, as well as in front of me here on these pine needles, there's an interesting foreground with like a nice fresh coating of snow. So I think it makes a nice, well-balanced woodland image. So we'll see what it looks like here. All right, so I'll walk you through kind of my compositional thought process here. So here's the overall scene. We zoom out. I like the background. I think it adds some nice contrast to the dark trees since we don't have much light right now. Foreground subject, as in these pine needles with some nice fresh snow. I'm also being purposefully leaving that little piece of a fallen tree in the image as well. I think it helps balance it and kind of guide you towards the main focus of the image, which in my opinion, the subject is these two trees here. So I ended up framing the image sort of like this. This tree here will probably get cropped out, and I'm being cautious to make sure I leave the sky out of the image as well. I think it distracts too much from sort of the subtle contrast in the woods. So camera settings for the image, 1/20th of a second shutter speed, just because there's no wind, so I'm not worried about anything moving. And I want a low ISO, so ISO of 160, f7.1, just to make sure most things are in focus except the far background, and a 2-second timer, just in case my tripod moves when I hit the shutter. So here's the image. I hope you like it. That was an awesome little encounter. I got an image I think I'm quite happy with. I got attacked by some chickadees, which was fun. I think there was also a red-breasted nuthatch as well, but unfortunately I couldn't capture any images of it. I only saw it once and it was moving really fast and I was not prepared. So I'm gonna keep heading out. There's actually some nice light coming out now, so this is lovely. I'm on a little trail, so I'm gonna continue to do a little loop and I'll see what else I come across. Just thinking about that last image and everything that happened while I was sitting there, that's why I feel so fortunate that, that photography's my main hobby, and it's what I really like doing, because what other hobby gets me outside and lets me slow down to the point where I'm just sitting there trying to line up a composition to capture an image, and just birds show up and you just kind of get to relax and you feel really connected, whether it's with nature or with the birds, and it's quite a fun experience, and I just feel really fortunate to be able to do that. Plus, living where I do with such nice woodlands and proper winters with nice fresh snow, I feel quite happy this morning. I think I just found a new subject. Look at that guy. And have a little wander around, see what angle I think would be the best to make an image, and we'll try and capture it. I think where I was just standing might be the best angle if I just try it from here. It's quite, I mean, it's interesting. I guess I have a thing for one fallen tree and one leaning tree this afternoon, since this is the second image like this that has caught my eye. But hey, it's lovely. I'm gonna have to be careful though about these little saplings in front of me. I really don't want them in the image, but I do think I need to have a little bit of a wider angle in the image, so we'll see. We'll see what I can do. I think I've gotten the composition to where I really like it. I was kind of making some slight adjustments because this big tall tree here on the left, there was a birch tree directly behind it that was sort of just poking out to the right hand side, and it was visible behind the tree, so I wanted to make sure that was kind of hidden behind this tree trunk. And the two things I really like about this image are the snow kind of coming up the base of the trunk here, leaving like a speckled pattern, and how the fallen tree is basically coated with snow. So the image I captured, to get the correct exposure, 1/25 of a second shutter speed, f9, just to try and get as much of the scene in focus as possible. I tried a bit of a lower aperture just to see if I could get some more separation between the subjects and the background. It didn't make that much of a difference, so I decided I may as well try and make things as sharp as possible. And ISO 160. So here's the image. I hope you like it. I love being the first person on a trail after some snow. It's just so peaceful and quiet. You get to leave your own footprints, and you get awesome scenery like this. Sometimes I feel like I don't take advantage of snow as much as I should, but it's just it's not a novelty to me, so I've grown up with it forever, so it kind of just, not that it's not inspiring because it's obviously pretty, but I have a hard time finding images in it. Although I think I just found another image. So we'll set it up and we'll see what happens. So I'm just gonna take a really super quick handheld image here. This big oak, it has really deep sections in the bark. So it's not gonna be a super technical image, but I think it looks really cool. So why not just take a picture, and maybe I'll like it in the end. And if I don't, well, then I know where this tree is and I can come back later and take more time and get a better picture. Crank the ISO up just a little bit, get a faster shutter speed. Ooh. Don't accidentally have your camera in HDR mode. Rookie mistake. I think that just happened when I took it in and out of my bag. I don't use it. Honestly, some pretty cool images. Told myself I didn't have to wear ice spikes today. I'm kind of regretting my decision. Look at this. It's all ice. This is bad. Hopefully I don't have to go back up a hill like this on the other side. Because yeah. I'm gonna have to put you away and find a way down this hill. Maybe I'll bushwhack a little bit. So. Hello again. You find me barely 20 feet from where I just was. But look at this, fresh snow on a staircase leading up to a forest covered in snow. You cannot pass up this kind of opportunity. It's not the type of image that normally catches my eye, but like, it's so beautiful. And the sun's about to come out. So this might turn from a great morning to a perfect morning. With low sun like this, because it's still quite early in the morning, and snow on the branches, it makes for like an incredible, it just makes for an incredible scene. Everything sparkles and glows, and it looks super unique. So fingers crossed some of that light might come out too. Let's get back to this staircase image. I'm trying to figure out the composition here. Initially, I thought I'd want a landscape orientation, but I actually think, you can't see me. Oops. I think it might actually be better as a portrait, simply to frame everything up better. The landscape, even zoomed in, is kind of weird and gives weird proportions. So we'll try it in portrait and we'll see what happens with that. Oh, that's gonna be much better. All right, super simple shot, but really highlights the contrast with the snow, so I like it. Ugh. All right, so I'm back at the car. I had just filmed the little sign off, but for some reason my mic was super like staticky and I sounded like a transformer. This afternoon, but I just wanted to touch on something that I thought of. like the first set of images I took with the chickadees and the first fallen trees, like a little woodland image, it just made me realize that I think people need to stop labeling themselves so much, in photography in particular, but just in life in general, because I feel like you miss opportunities. If I had just labeled myself, oh, I'm a landscape photographer, or I'm a portrait photographer, or I'm a street photographer, then you only take advantage of those opportunities and you don't take advantage of other things that present themselves. So I know I saw the birds, they were flying around me, and I thought it was cool. So I just switched lenses real quick and I took advantage of it, and I got some interesting images. But if I label myself simply, I am a woodland photographer, maybe I would have passed that opportunity, because it's not what I tell myself I do or what other people expect of me. But I don't know, I thought it was interesting, and I think it's good to leave yourself open to different opportunities and different possibilities in all things. So there's my little spiel, but I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you liked the images. Let me know what your favorite one was and which one your least favorite was, and maybe I'll try and do better in the future, but until next time. In reality, I'm gonna eat my donut that I tricked you into thinking I ate before, but I left it for after because I knew I'd be hungry.